All right, safety squad, it's Dave here, and before Dougie starts telling you how to stick forks in sockets in the name of renewable energy, I've got me usual health and safety spiel. Number 1, don't lick batteries. Number 2, if it's sparking and smoking, it's not green energy, it's your house on fire. Number 3, if your mate says, I saw it on YouTube, put the plug down and walk away. Now, apparently this week's show is about backup power, which to me sounds like a polite way of saying spend $1,000 to boil a kettle once a week. But what do I know? I'm just a bloke stopping you from electrocuting your wife. Speaking of blowing a fortune, this week's totally legit sponsor is the Glowmate 3000, a torch so bright it'll illuminate your neighbour's soul and your own shame for buying it. Requires 6D batteries, which you won't find once the lights go out anyway. If in doubt, ask the wife. Right then, Dougie, take it away before I start selling extension leads on the side.
Welcome to Proper Prepper FM, broadcasting live from the middle of nowhere with nothing but a whiskey, a dodgy microphone, and far too much free time. This is the show where sarcasm is currency, duct tape is gold, and your host is, well, Dougie. So get comfy and lower your expectations, because here comes another half hour of whatever this is supposed to be.
Cheers, Dave. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Now then, power struggle. Let's talk about keeping the lights on when the grid's gone. Most folks think power prep means candles under a tin of soup. Serious preppers think bigger, solar panels, wind turbines, and those pedal generator bikes that make you look like you're auditioning for a sodding Tour de France spin class. But here's the truth. Off-grid power is a balancing act. You don't just buy a panel and expect the apocalypse to behave. You learn what your gear can do and what it can't. Solar's brilliant on paper, but this is Britain. When it was once great, the sun shows up like a tax rebate and vanishes by tea time. Wind power, glorious when it's blowing, useless when it isn't. And don't get me started on hydropower unless you own Scotland. What I want you to take away from today is realism. Build small, test often, expand slowly. That's prepper engineering. But for today, we will just start with the basics. The power pack.
So basically, you're saying we shouldn't expect to power the pub off a bike and a car battery.
Exactly. You can have beer or light, not both. Choose wisely. Before we kick off with all the good info, let's get our on-location report done with our delightful Philly. Hello, Felicity. Can you hear me?
Hello, Dougie. Hello, Dougie. Can you hear me?
Hello, Felicity. Hello, Felicity. Receiving you, loud and clear.
Hello, Dougie. And a warm welcome to all our listeners out there, particularly to our new subscribers.
Where are you this week, Felicity?
On this week's On Location report, I'm reporting live from London Zoo. And with any luck, I shall be bringing to you a national weather forecast for this weekend and for the week ahead, live from the exotic bird section. I've only been here 10 minutes, and already I've learnt that there are wild animals here that come in all shapes and sizes. Gosh, just look at the size of that animals. Gosh, I'm going to have trouble sleeping tonight.
What the blazes are you doing inside London Zoo? I didn't think you liked big animals.
Yes, I mean no. Well, I don't. It was Davey's suggestion.
Now listen to me, Felicity. The next time you go on location, please, run it past me first, instead of consulting our in-house Cockney clown. Are you going to be okay, Felicity?
Oh yes. Stiff upper lip and all that. Anyway, onwards and upwards, as they say. Today, I'm joined by head keeper of London Zoo, Francis Fodderworth. Francis, you're live on Proper Prepper FM.
Thanks, Felicity. Thanks, Dougie. And a big hello to all the PPFM listeners.
It's great to have you on the show, and I'm most grateful that you have allowed PPFM to conduct this live broadcast from inside the elephant enclosure here at London Zoo.
You're most welcome.
Now, for the benefit of the listeners, can you please begin with describing what we can see immediately around us and explaining a little bit about the elephants here inside the elephant house and enclosure?
I'd be delighted. Yeah, we're in an open outside enclosure measuring about 100 feet by 100 feet to the far end of the enclosure. Immediately in front of us, at the far end, is the elephant house where the elephants sleep during the night and where our elephants occasionally get it together and sometimes give birth. We have 6 elephants here at London Zoo. Currently, we have just 1 female elephant outside and 4 females and 1 bull elephant that you may have just noticed that have just returned to the inside of the house. The elephant that we can presently see is a young female of about 8 years of age. The elephant that you noticed a minute or so ago with the big was a young bull elephant. I will describe the other elephants to you as they begin to return into the outside enclosure.
Yes, truly fascinating. So then, Francis, have you been doing this job for very long?
About 6 months, give or take. So, I'm fairly new to this, really. Up until this last summer, I was working for that Amazon lot, inside one of their dirty big distribution centres. But they've started using more automated systems. I call them robots. So I got the push, didn't I? To be honest with you, not only do I suffer with me nerves, but I can be a bit of an arsey fella and quite often easily irritated. So I guess I'm quite fortunate to land this job, really.
Yes, I'd say. So, tell me, Fractious.
It's Francis.
Tell me, Francis, what's the best part of working here in the elephant house enclosure?
That's easy. It's the mutual respect between me and them elephants. We sort of communicate without speaking. Like, you know?
I see. I think. Now, oh my goodness me. Looks like all of the elephants are coming out of the elephant house and are, oh good grief, heading this way.
Yeah, you've timed it just right. It's feeding time at the zoo, innit? Well, for the elephants, that is.
Oh, what do you feed them on?
Young female radio presenters, mainly. Only joking, sweet. They are quite partial to the marmalade sandwiches that me mother packs me up. But generally speaking, we feed them on all sorts, really. They love almost anything they can get their hands on. Or should I say, trunk.
Francis, you've got an, interesting sense of humour. I say, Francis, they appear to be getting awfully close. One of the bigger elephants is looking at me, rather, funny.
Ah, that's John Boy, the young bull elephant.
He's getting frightfully close. And why is John Boy waving his pink trunk at me in that way?
Nah, sorry, sweet. That's not his trunk, that's his...
Don't you think we ought to be getting out of here?
No, we are both perfectly okay. Well, actually, I think you may have a point. Quick, we'd better get out of here. Quickly! We'd better make a run for it. Quick, follow me and watch out for the...
Ah! Oh, damn and blast.
You okay, Felicity?
I've gone and slipped in my high heels on some elephant poo.
Cool, blimey, love. You've only gone and sat in it.
Quick, help me to stand up. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Cool, blimey, girl. That was one hell of a faceplant. Here, let me help you stand up. We'd better get a move on and get out of here. John Boy's looking rather amorous, and I'm beginning to get a bit worried about that look in his eye.
For the love of God, help me stand up and get out of here. I'm covered from head to toe in elephant poo. Good God, it's even in my hair. Oh, bloody hell. This is absolutely dreadful. It's almost beyond words.
Hello, Felicity. Hello, Felicity. This is Dougie. This is Dougie. Can you hear me?
Francis, help me out of this hellhole. Help!
Hurry up, Felicity. Leave your high heels where they are and run for it.
They cost me a blasted fortune. Damn you!
Here, grab my wrists and jump up.
Oh, bollocks! My skirt's ripped and fallen off. Oh, help, help. Grab me and pull me up for God's sake. Get me out of here.
I'm pulling.
No, not that, you damn fool. And get your hands off my tits. Get me out of here.
Sorry, sweet. We are now out of there. In it? You're now safe. Are you okay?
Oh my good God, I've lost my skirt. I'm covered from head to toe in elephant shit. And you have the audacity to ask me if I'm okay. You damn incompetent fool. You bleedin' pea-brained half-wit.
Hello, Felicity. Hello, Felicity. This is Davey. This is Davey. What's the weather looking like?
Davey, why don't you go and
Well, that appears to be all from Felicity from this week's on location report at London Zoo. As for the weather, sounds a bit wet and windy to me. Thank you, Felicity, for that on location report, but I have to ask, what the hell has that got to do with sodding prepping? Any road, let's get this show done and dusted. Now we have our product review.
It's time to rate it, slate it, or tell you not to bloody buy it. PPFM's Review Rumble. Come on, let's have it. Alright, lads and lasses, I'm Liam. Now let's get practical and do a proper deep dive. No myths, no influencer nonsense, just the stuff that keeps your lights on without setting the house on fire. Alright, listen up. Liam, not that one from Oasis here, right? I've got something today that'll make you feel like the king of the cul-de-sac when the lights go out. So picture this. You're sat in your house, storms rattling the windows, National Grid's taking a nap again, and everyone's panicking, but not you. Oh no, because you clever you have got yourself an EcoFlow Delta 2 sat quietly in the corner like a loyal little power goblin. This thing's got a 1 kilowatt hour battery, proper chunky, none of that kiddie toy rubbish, and it's pushing out 1,800 watts continuous, enough to run your fridge, freezer, telly, even the kettle for a quick brew. But don't go boiling water for the whole street, yeah? And get this, it charges from 0 to 80% in under an hour, 40 odd minutes, and you're basically back in business. I've had dates take longer to make their mind up about a starter. Battery's that fancy Life PO4 stuff, which if you don't know what that means, don't worry, just nod like I do. So, basically, lasts ages, doesn't conk out after 10 minutes. That's proper durable. You know what I mean? You'll get about 3,000 cycles out of it. And that's more than the number of boyfriends our sisters had. You can even slap solar panels on it, up to 500 watts. So if you're living that shed life growing weed and hiding from your responsibilities, you're proper sorted. It'll happily run one of those snore machines too. So if you snore like a diesel engine in winter, you're golden. TV, freezer, your router, whatever keeps you civilized when the world's and your bird's having a wobble. Oh, and the app. The app's clever. Too clever sometimes. It looks at you like, are you sure you know what you're doing, mate? Like it's judging your Tinder dates profile, but once you tame it, it's brilliant. And yeah, if 1 kilowatt hour's not enough for you, you can bolt on extra batteries like some kind of power mad Lego set. So that's the EcoFlow Delta 2, proper bit of kit. Now, between me and you, I might, and I'm not saying this publicly, right? I might know a guy who knows a guy who's acquired a few items what accidentally fell off the back of a lorry near Stockport. Not saying it's a power station, not saying it's not. But if you do go and knock later, go for it. Just wink twice and say, Liam sent ya. Right, that's me. Stay powered up, stay prepped, and remember, if anyone asks where you got it, you never saw me.
Right, cheers Liam. I think every time that lad turns up, I feel like I've just bought something I didn't need from a bloke I shouldn't trust, for a price he definitely made up on the spot. Listen, power packs are brilliant, yeah, but don't treat them like Willy Wonka magic. You can't run a whole bloody street off one. It's a battery, not the second coming. And if you do get one that fell off a lorry, do me a favor. Test the bloody thing before the blackout, not during it. Last thing you want is sitting in the dark, staring at a dead box thinking, well, Liam said it were sound. Honestly, use your head, don't be daft, right? Rant over, for now. Who to watch on YouTube, real reviewers, no BS. Marky Mark. Great at breaking down what a power station can actually do, not what marketing says. Camping Secrets. UK. on www.youtube.com at Camping Secrets UK. Straightforward British reviews, solar tests, real wattage pulls, EcoFlow versus Bluetti comparisons. Then you have Everyday Trekking. On www.youtube.com at Everyday Trekking. Good field tests, camping setups, portable power, lightweight gear, real-world results. There are loads of others. Some good, some who plug products harder than influencers selling diet tea. If you're going to go down the rabbit hole, at least start with reviewers who show the numbers, not just their new sponsorship hoodie.
When the unexpected happens, will you be ready? At the Bug Out Shop, we've got everything you need to prepare for emergencies, adventures, and the unknown. From survival gear and water purification to bug out bags and tools, trusted kit for real preparedness. Don't wait for the crisis to come to you. Get to thebugout.co.uk today and get prepared. Your survival starts here, and you can use promo code PPFM01 for a 10% discount on your next purchase.
Now, let's talk plain. Why should you be prepping for power outages in the UK? Because they're not maybe, they're coming. Our national grid is held together with government promises, prayers, and whatever optimism the engineers haven't drowned in whiskey yet. One storm, one cyber wobble, one idiot knocking over the wrong transformer. Boom! Half the country's in darkness. Don't expect the government to help. They'll tell you to check online. Aye, brilliant when you got no electricity. A power cut in July is annoying. A power cut in January? That's when you find out who's a prepper and who's a statistic. Prep now. Because waiting until the lights go out is like buying a fire extinguisher after your kitchen's already ablaze. Now it looks like our Philly has gotten herself cleaned up and sorted, I think. So let's head over to the PPFM weather desk with a quick weather rundown. Over to you, Leslie. Davey, have you been taking a few nips from my sodding whiskey? I'm almost 100% sure I've not drank that much this week.
No, boss, honest. Not me. I usually top it up with a bit of water if I've had some. Best ask that mank fella.
Thank you, Dougie. Yes, a little cleaner. And I finally got that smell out my nostrils. And welcome to PPFM Weather Report. Now I'm out of that awful zoo enclosure, I can give you a quick update for our listeners before you start plugging in your electric hot plate. The Met Office has issued another yellow warning for rain and strong winds across the north and west. River levels rising again, so if you're testing solar this weekend, good luck with that, you're going to need it. but if you must try, then keep the panels above the duct line. And watch out if you are out and about in the Highlands of Scotland. And if the river appears swollen with floodwater, please don't be a bright spark and try to attempt to ford the river in a Tesla. Back to you in the studio.
Let's talk prepping in general while we're on it. People hear prepper and picture Americans in bunkers polishing rifles. British prepping is much simpler. Have the stuff before you need the stuff. Storms, strikes, empty shelves, burst pipes, power cuts. We've seen it all, and it's only getting worse. The world's running on fumes and excuses. Prepping isn't paranoia. Prepping is avoiding panic. It's knowing you've got food when Tesco's empty. Water when the pipes freeze. A power pack that actually works when the grid taps out. A torch that isn't running on hopes and half-powered AA batteries from 2006. You prep because no one is coming to save you. You prep because next week isn't promised. And you prep because sitting in the dark saying, "I'll sort it later," is how people end up cold, hungry, and thick as mince.
You've got an email, ding ding. You've got an email, ding ding. I said, you've got an email, ding ding.
Right, time for our favorite bit. The emails. Whiskey in hand, brain in gear. It's our listeners' emails, or static stupidity. Well, Davey, let's have them then.
Okay, here we go with our first email. Right, first email tonight is from Martin, 38, Newcastle, and he says, I bought a cheap power pack off Facebook Marketplace. It smells like warm cheese when I charge it. Should I be worried?
Aye, Martin. If your power pack smells of warm cheese or a Greg's pasty left on a radiator, unplug the bastard immediately. Electrical kit should never smell edible. If it's overheating, swollen, or oozing mystery fumes, don't nurse it. Chuck it into a plastic bucket and step back like your wife's gonna bite your head off. Buy proper kit or prepare for a surprise indoor fireworks display.
Next one's Jody, 44, Bristol. My partner keeps testing our blackout kit by turning the power off while I'm in the shower. Any advice?
Yeah, dump him. Or, better yet, return the favor, wait until he's halfway through shaving his balls and flip the breaker. But seriously, testing your kit is good, terrorizing your partner is not. Tell him to grow up, label the switches, and maybe don't date anyone who thinks a blackout drill is a personality trait.
Now we have email 3, and that's Peter, 56, Hull. Peter writes, is there such a thing as having too many torches? My wife says I've got a problem.
Peter, my lad, there's no such thing as too many torches. There's only not enough batteries. And why is this one sticky? Tell your wife it's a hobby, not an addiction. Better you collect torches than start collecting motorbikes or secret families.
Email 4 is from Nicole from Swansea, and she asks, do you think it's worth keeping cash in the house for emergencies? My mates say it's old-fashioned.
Tell your mates they'll be crying when the digital banking system sneezes once and locks everyone out. Cash is king in a crisis. Digital money is brilliant until the internet goes on strike. Keep some notes somewhere safe, not in the biscuit tin unless you want the kids spending your emergency fund on Haribo.
And last one is from Kev, 28, from Manchester, and he says, what's the one bit of kit you think every home in the UK should have for a proper blackout?
Kev, a decent lantern, not a £5 plastic toy from Poundland that flickers like a haunted candle, but a proper rechargeable lantern that won't die after 20 minutes. A lantern lights the whole room, keeps you sane, and stops you stubbing your toe on the table leg. After that, batteries, water, and a sense of humour, because without those, you're buggered.
I'm gonna get one of those boxes, mate. Plug in me telly and ignore the end of days.
Perfect until you realize your Wi-Fi routers is the bit without power. So, power. The thing you don't miss until it's gone and your tea's gone cold. If you're going off-grid, learn the limits, start small, expand slow. Respect batteries like they're wild animals. Keep spares charged, keep them dry, and rotate them like tins of Spam. Test your kit in fair weather, because testing it in a storm is called learning the hard way. And remember, off-grid means off-waste. Don't charge gadgets you don't need. One light, one radio, one plan. The rest is luxury. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of the show. If you want to get involved, then you can write to us at properprepperfm@gmail.com. Or leave us a voicemail on 0749 747 1454. We will almost promise you won't get slated. Till next week then, my friends, Slintamath.
Well, ladies and gents, that's all the nonsense we can squeeze into one episode. You've been listening to Proper Prepper FM. Equal parts comedy, tragedy, and something in between. If you've got nothing better to do next week, and let's be honest, you probably haven't, then tune in again for more sarcasm and silliness. Until then, take care, stay strange, and thanks for pretending this was worth your time.
And there we go, another week, another reason for Dougie to remind you that your gadgets are rubbish. Now then, the PPFM rule of 3. Like, share, subscribe, and tell your sister, or don't. She's still trying to charge her phone with a potato. Join us next week when we find out how many bottles of Scotch whiskey Dougie's hiding for emergencies. And here's your survival poser. What's your power source? Solar, wind, or your overweight missus on an exercise bike? Drop a comment, stay charged, and I'll see you laters.